BIWDLW back up in this thing once again, and we got the wide receivers depth chart now. Probably the most talented, deepest room on the team, the wide receiver position, and we're going across the board right here. We're going to talk about some of these talented guys and this depth chart as of now. So if you look across the first team, we have Travis Hunter, of course, in there. Travis is in and out on the offensive side. You know, he's going to probably be most dedicated to defense, but we've seen this offseason and this spring him working on his wide receiver skills, getting better on that side of the ball, just getting more fluent to where he can run these routes, understand this fast-paced offense, and then he can go back to DB and get, his technique and everything up right there. But right now at wide receiver, we got him in that starting position. On the inside, though, at the H, let's talk about the receiver positions first. If we're going four wide, starting from the left side, we got the X receiver. That'll be like the number one receiver, the big receiver, the big time possession receiver, the inside the numbers or the red zone receiver. That's going to be that guy, the big bodies right there. Then you go to the Z receiver. That'll be like the number two receiver, or could be the 1A receiver, depending on the offense that you're running. In this offense, I think this would be more of the slant guy, the crossing the field, the intermediate type routes, but also the explosive receiver, the one that can go over the top, can take the 5-yard hitch and go all the way downfield. Although I think every receiver on this board can pretty much do that no matter what position they're at. So you got the X, you got the Z, then you got the Y, the inside receiver, then you got that H. Depending on the offense you're in, that H could be a W or an F, but either way it goes, it's a letter. And right now we have the X, the Y, the Z, and the H that we're going to fill in for you. So starting at the X receiver, that big body, you got Javon Antonio, who just came in, 6'4", 220 pounds. The guy put up numbers last year. He's a definite red zone threat. He's in the body and the mold of a number one receiver, and you can run behind him because he just has that big body to where he can block downfield also. So you got a number one receiver right there. Then you got a number 1A receiver also, who could have been in that X spot, but he's in my depth chart. I'm putting him at that Z. That's Xavier Weaver, coming over from South Florida, 6'1", 180. He's going to be in his last year that he got back because of COVID. And you talking about an explosive guy, shifty guy, long, rangy, has a big radius to catch the passes, just like Javon Antonio. So you got two big guys on the outside who can make plays and go up and get it, break tackles, and block for you. Then you got the explosive, elusive guys in that slot that Shedeur will be able to get the ball to quickly, and they can make guys miss in space. And it's going to create those mismatches because they're going to be going against the third or the fourth best corner on the team. What team has a third or fourth best corner that can cover Travis Hunter or Jimmy Horn Jr.? Come on, man. It's going to be trouble for somebody out there who's lacking in their DB coverage. They're going to get burned across the field. So you have Jimmy Horn Jr. at that Y. You got Travis Hunter at that H position, and they're going to wreak havoc on the middle of that field and making guys miss and making plays run after catch. And then you come up and try to bump them, they go right over the top of you. 4 number one type wide receivers on that first team. And then if you want to go 5 wide, you can add one of these guys from the second unit, which we'll go to right now. We'll start at the X, where I have, for now, penciled in Michael Harrison, 6'3", 205 junior. You saw him make a play in the spring game, but right now he's penciled in as the backup to Javon Antonio at the X position over the 2 freshmen that are there, and any other freshmen that could come on, because the rest of the guys are just freshmen who would be playing outside. So I'm going to put the junior up there in that slot, banking on the fact that he knows what to do right now and he can make plays, and it is his position to lose as of now. Move over to the H. You got fast Willie Gaines. So he can be also in that starting unit. If Travis Hunter is out, you slide Willie Gaines in there in that slot, and now you got Willie Gaines is a step faster, actually, than Travis Hunter. Explosive in shorter spaces, maybe Travis got that, but fast Willie Gaines can really get down the field. He's going to be killing a third or fourth cornerback trying to cover him in man coverage. deep threat right there, along with the guy coming over from Auburn. Willie Gaines came from Jackson State. Now Tavares Dawson is coming off of a commitment to Cincinnati after leaving Auburn. He made a few plays at Auburn in 4 games that he played in, but he's a freshman, or will be a sophomore coming off a freshman season. He's an explosive, quick. They might call him undersized, but he's the same size as Willie Gaines and Jimmy Horn. He can make plays. Get him the ball in space. He's going to be an explosive guy. He might be on the special teams along with Fast Willie Gaines at punt returner and kick returner. Tavares Dawson, remember the name, and remember this name also. I did his highlight tape. Adam Hopkins out of Georgia, not UGA, but Atlanta, Atlanta, Georgia. 6 foot 170 freshman, and he has that footwork, that route running ability. Now, all these freshmen on here, we're splitting hairs because they can come into camp, and it's about whoever learns the offense the fastest and continue to make plays. They all have a shot to get on the field. All of them are super talented. If you look across this board, we'll go over and back to the X position to Amarion Miller, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a freshman out of Louisiana. He was a 4-star, and a lot of people are expecting big things from him. I think he can overtake that number 2 spot right there behind Antonio. If he can learn this offense once again, Amarion Miller is a big play receiver, strong body freshman, can break tackles and get downfield. Nice hands also. Move inside to Isaiah Hodge coming in from Florida. He's 5'10", 165 pounds, but very shifty guy. Another one of those in-space receivers. If he gets the ball, he can make a guy miss, get yards after the catch. You might see him on special teams also. He's lightning in a bottle. He can make you miss in the phone booth. Definitely a guy to watch. Isaiah Hodge, along with Asad Wasim. We saw him in the spring, came in early. He made some plays in the slot position behind Jimmy Horn. Once Jimmy Horn got hurt, you saw him and Caleb Mathis step up in that slot and make plays. Asad Wasim, I think he has a grasp on his offense. He was a 3-star coming out. Freshman also, but he can make plays and get open in space. Quick, fast receiver right there that they added. Asad Wasim, and then Jacob Page. You're going to go up top now. A little bit bigger receiver, 6'3", 176 out of Tennessee. He's a freshman. He makes some big plays in high school also. Played against some good competition where he came from, but a big body receiver, can get some more weight on him. He's in that 3rd spot behind Adam Hopkins and Weaver right now, but he could very well be number 2. He could very well be an X receiver. So you'll see that some of these guys can be moved around a lot in multiple different positions. Jacob Page, I think, has a high upside. His potential is through the roof as far as what he can do and the highlights that he made in high school. Cole Basquiat, Chernet Estes, they were there in the spring. You'll see them providing some depth and learning this offense a lot more. Estes made some plays, explosive guy also. So don't count these guys out just because they're at the 4th spot as far as this depth chart goes. Everybody has a chance to make plays and move up. Caleb Mathis might be the one walk on who I think that Caleb is just going to be steady. He's going to, if you put him out there, he's going to make plays no matter what. 5'9", 160 freshman. I just think he needs to get that weight on him, continue to grow some more, and eventually in 2-3 years, I think Caleb Mathis, I think he can be a guy who can contribute on this team somehow, some way, whether it's special teams or filling in that slot position. Another freshman coming in, Jordan Onovage. Jordan O is what I'll call him, coming in from Modern Day, 6'2", 200 pounds. He can be moved over also, can play inside or outside. Another talented receiver who made some big plays, comes from an established, well-known high school out there in California at Modern Day. So you know that if he's on the field making plays, you saw him against Bishop Gorman on YouTube making some plays. The guy's a true baller. He can move up this list just as well as anybody else also. So this room is very talented, but still don't count out the fact that they can add a couple of other guys and maybe even subtract a couple of them. But just add in the red shirts. I think they still have room to add 2 more guys. So watch out for a big body like a Shane Hooks who could come over, or another wide receiver that could fit in at that Z position. But I don't think they're going to add any more smaller guys. It'll probably be a big body, 6'3", and up guy, if any. 15 receivers, that's a good room, with Travis Hunter going both ways and Kermani McClain showing interest and saying that he would want to be on that offensive side also and get some reps at wide receiver. They could possibly add one more guy, and I think that could be Shane Hollywood Hooks, because he'll fit right in at that number 2 X spot, or at least be able to compete for that starting X or Z spot. And I don't think that's a bad thing. The number 2s on this depth chart will get a lot of reps, as they will be rotating in and out. They will be going 5 wide receivers sometimes, empty backfield, no tight end, but 5 wide. So just think about it. Somebody runs a deep route, they can come right out of the game, bring in some fresh legs right now to go against that same DB who just ran down the field. Now you got fresh legs against somebody who's still on the field, continuing to run, and you might be at altitude. You want these guys continue to rotate in. The more receivers, the better. This is the reason why Cedar Trayor, the tight end, left, because he saw that they're going to be going 4 and 5 wide. They don't really need no tight end, no guy who's running a 4-8. And nah, we're going to use these fast wide receivers who are natural wideouts. And this is what they do, baby. We go make catches. We get open versus man coverage zone, whatever. We can read this thing, and Shedeur is going to put it on point where it needs to be. They're too deep right now, can be ones on any team. I think Shane Hooks or any other big-time wide receiver can come in and be on this number 2 squad or fight for that number 1 squad and get some playing time and get some action here at Colorado. Wow, and just like that, I said they need to add 2 more players. Well, I guess here's an update because I missed 2 players, Jack Rilling and Jalen Ellis. Jack Rilling came over after a year at LSU, did his thing, a nice slot receiver, and Ellis is a big receiver on the outside, 6'3", 185 pounds. They're going to add that depth, exactly what I said was missing. So you're adding another rangy receiver on the outside and a slot technician on the inside. More competition, the better. Let me know what you guys think. Get down in the comments. Make sure you leave it below. This is the wide receivers as of now depth chart for the Colorado Buffaloes, coached by Brett Bartolone, head coach, of course, Coach Prime Deion Sanders. It's going down in Boulder where it's colder. Let me know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff. Get your merch. We're about the same piece of movie.